I think we have completed most of the features in Power Query. The last session we have seen how to create a relationship, how to import the data into Power BI. After that, how to create a relationship between it. Now, first time we are going to create some formulas and functions. We are going to create a visual here. So we have multiple tables. I think there are 9 tables available. All the 9 tables are directly or indirectly connected. Now let me go to the table called as invoice or invoice trans. In invoice we have customer ID, employee ID, invoice number, and invoice trans I have some columns where we can see invoice number, product ID, quantity, cost, invoice cost. Now what we are going to do it is assume that I am going to insert a visual. Other part you do it because due to time challenge you can put a logo. Other things you can try it later, which we discussed in the last session itself. Now I want to display a visual here to display the total revenue. How can I get the total revenues? Very simple. We want to multiply the invoice cost into quantity. If you multiply the invoice cost into quantity, you will get what is my total revenue. Could you tell me how can I multiply the invoice cost and quantity here? How do we do it, or where can I do this? How can I multiply the invoice cost and quantity, and how can I get the revenue here? Yes. Where do we do it, or how do we do it? Power Query. You have to go to Power Query. Last session only we did it. Rate and something we did it. Rate and year quantity. Same concept here. If you want to multiply 2 columns, what we learned yesterday or today is go to Power Query and do it. Power Query and do it. But we have one more option. But first let us try this. Go to transform data. I'll go to before that. I think a better one is the challenges in transform data. When you click on transform data, it goes to Power Query, and you have to select which table you want to transform it. Suppose I select the invoice trans. This is one method. Even we discussed this yesterday also. Instead of this, if I make a right click on this invoice trans and I go to edit query. So what is the advantage is it straight away lands into the invoice trans table. Instead of going to transform data and selecting the particular table, right click on the invoice trans and it straight away comes to the invoice trans table. Now I want to multiply the quantity in the invoice cost and I want to get a revenue. How do we do it? Select the quantity, select the invoice cost, then go to add column, then standard multiply. Standard multiply. It has multiplied both the columns. Let me give a name for this column. Let us give the name. Maybe this is my revenue. So I have given a name called as revenue. So this is how you will create a column. Correct? So we have created a column. But what is a small problem is this is 100% simple. It's very easy. It's very simple. It has created an extra column. But it means you are adding an extra column here. Let us see what is the advantage and what is the purpose of this and what is the disadvantage also. Now let me load this data. Home tab, close and apply. Home tab, I click on close and apply. It's loading to my Power BI again. So could you tell me which is the best visual to display this value, this revenue I want to display it? Which could be the best visual? Card. Very good. So let me click on the 4th one in my system. 4th one, 1, 2, 3, 4, last one, card. So I click on the card, drag this revenue and bring it to the card. I'm dragging the revenue and I'm bringing to the card here 461 millions. My value is 461 millions. How will I display the exact value of this? Format, call out value, display units. Make the display units as none. I think we did this yesterday also. 46 crore 12 lakhs 53,000. This is my total revenue. You know this already. How to bring the card, how to display the value. This is one method. This is one method. I believe this is a very simple method. Sometimes the simple method cannot be a best method. This is simple. But I cannot say this is a best method to do this in Power BI. Why? Assume this total revenue. I am going to use this total revenue multiple times in this page. In this page, in 10 visuals, I am going to use this total revenue. Or I am going to add another 10 or 20 pages. Every page, I'm going to use this total revenue. Whenever I use this total revenue in my visual, it can be a car, it can be a line chart, bar chart, pie chart. So whenever you do something, it always calculates invoice cost into quantity, find the revenue. Invoice cost into quantity, find the revenue. And assume that my data is too large. I have billions and billions and trillions of rows and columns. Every time it's calculating the amount and it's giving the total here. It's calculating the cost and quantity and it's giving the total revenue. It is a slow process if the data is too large. If the data is very small and I'm going to use this in only one table, go for it. Very simple, you can go for this option. But my data are too large. My data will accumulate in near future and I'm going to use this visual or I'm going to use this revenue in multiple visuals, in multiple page. In that case, I don't recommend this. Instead of this, what we prefer to create a measure. I recommend to go with measure. I hope most of you would have used pivot table in Excel. Pivot table of Excel, there is something called as calculated field. Aware of it? Have you ever used it? Calculated field in pivot. What will happen is calculated field, you can write some formulas and function without disturbing your source. Your source will not get disturbed. Virtually, it will create a column. It automatically calculates the output and it gives you the output straight away. Without disturbing your source data, without disturbing your file size, without disturbing your system speed. Virtually, it creates a column. Similar to the measure. In pivot or in Excel, we call this as calculated field. But here we call it as measure. Okay. In normal Excel, we call it as a calculator. In Power BI, we call it as a measure. When you are going to handle a very big data in near future or any time, start using more of measures. But one small challenge in measure is, or challenge or problem in measures, you cannot just multiply quantity into rate or quantity into invoice cost and you cannot get the total straight away. You have to use some aggregated formula or a function. You have to use some formula or a function. In Excel, to create a formula or a function, we use FX. In Power BI, we have to use DAX. It's equivalent to FX. So as I told, I recommend if you are going to use a bigger data, huge amount of data in multiple visuals, start using measures and DAX. Let us start using that. Basically, now we are going to use two DAX. I will explain both the DAX. You tell me which is better one. You tell me which is a better one. Okay. So we are going to use a measure with the DAX. Measure is a place where the total will be calculated and it gives the output automatically. It stores your data and straight away it brings the data here. But the measure cannot be done straight away. Through the DAX only you can do the measure. Through the DAX. DAX is equivalent to writing some formulas and functions. In Excel, we'll write the formulas and function. In FX, in Power BI, we have to do it with the DAX. Okay, right. There are two types of DAX available in Excel, Power BI. I will explain. You tell me which is better. For example, I have a column called as quantity and I have the column called as cost. Just a sample. I am having some sample data here like this. And I have a cost like this. Okay. There is a DAX available in Power BI called as sum. What this sum will do is, I want to find out the sum of quantity into sum of cost. Unfortunately, as I told, in the measure, you cannot say quantity into cost, which is impossible. You have to use some formula. You have to use some DAX inside it. So I'm going to use the DAX called as sum. Sum of quantity into sum of cost. So what will happen is, first it will find out the sum of quantity. Then it will find you the sum of cost. Find the sum of quantity, sum of cost. Later multiply it. Quantity into costs. This is what sum will do. But there is one more DAX available in Power BI called as SumX. What this SumX will do is, first it will multiply it. First it will multiply each and every row. Quantity into cost. First it will multiply Later, after multiplying all the column, it will find you the total. We know that if I find the quantity, if I multiply it and total it, or total it, you should get the same output. But unfortunately, you will not get the same output, right? You will get a different output. You can see here, it says 800, whereas the earlier one, it says 2900. For a small data, you are getting a very large difference. Tell me, which one is correct? Sum or sum x? Sum x is correct. We cannot find the sum of the column and multiply it, which is not a right method. You have to multiply each and every row. At last, you have to sum it up. So, what you said is correct. Sum x. I don't know whether you are aware of it. In Excel, equivalent to sum x, we have a function called as sum product. Super. So, there is a function called as sum product in Excel. So, equivalent to that, sum x. So, I recommend to go with sum x. So let me do that. First time, we are going to create a formula or a function. So when you come for the next level of Power BI, at least we will be spending 4 to 5 hours on this DAX. Since it's a basic of session, I'm just giving an introduction about DAX. If you want to go to the next level in Power BI, you have to start using more of DAX and measures. When you want to go to the next level of analyzing the data, when you are handling a huge data, you have to start using this DAX. Let me start with the basics. So go to the Home tab. Any questions, queries, doubts, stop me, ask me there itself. So go to the Home tab, New Measure. First time, a formula or a function. You should stop using the word called as formula or function. You should use the word called as DAX from now. Since we are used with the Excel, that's why I'm using the word called as formula or function. Gradually, we will use it as DAX. So go to Home tab and I click on New Measure. Home tab, New Measure. So let me click on this New Measure. First time a formula bar is opened here. And unfortunately, in my system, that measure was created under the customer info table. No problem. The measure can be created anywhere. It's not required. It has to be in invoice table. It can be in any table. Later, you can move it also. You can bring it to the invoice trans table also, no problem. But I recommend you can create it in invoice trans, but we will move it also, no problem. So let us go here. Let me give a name for this. The name of the measure is total revenue because already there is a table or column name called as revenue. So I cannot use that revenue name. So let me use the total revenue. We are getting the same answer. If the sum of revenue and this DAX is also giving the same answer, prefer to go for DAX. If that's why I created this and we are creating a DAX. We are going to insert a card and we are going to check if both are giving the same output. We have to go for this measure and DAX. So total revenue is equal to, what is the DAX we are using now? We are going to use now. What is the formula we are going to use now? Sum X, sum product input. Sum x. So when you say formula only, you are not able to recognize. When you say DAX, you are not able to recognize. Gradually come out of it. Don't use the word called as formula or function. Start using the word called as DAX gradually. Sum x, open bracket. What is the first input? Table. From which table you are going to get the data? Which table? Invoice trans. Just type the first 2 or 3 letter of the table name, INV. Yes, the table name is displayed. Could you tell me how can I select this invoice trans without typing it? Tab key. Mouse keyboard is tab key. Mouse is you can just go there and make a click. If you are using mouse, just go there and make a click or come down and you can use the tab key. Also, don't press enter because enter means the formula will get accepted. It will throw error. So I select the invoice trans. That's a table name. Instead of typing, I am selecting it. Come on. So first, what is the input in sum x is sum x, open bracket, table name, comma, expression. Expression means what's the function or what is the formula you are going to use here. I want to multiply quantity into unit cost. So type it here, QTY. The column name, I think the column name is QTY, quantity. So let me type that QTY. Yes. My column names comes here automatically. It always prefix with your table name. Column name is prefixed with the table name. Yes, it should be prefixed with the table name. It should be prefixed with the table name because the quantity may be available in invoice table, quantity may be available in sales table, quantity may be available in purchase table. Which quantity? So it will prefix with the table name. No other go. We have to do that. So select that quantity, multiply into invoice cost. I type it here. Yes, invoice cost is on the list. INV, when I type INVO, the invoice cost is there. Select the invoice cost. Once again, it prefix with your table name always. Close the bracket. Enter to accept it, but I'm not going to enter. I'm waiting for others to complete. If who have completed, if you have pressed enter without errors, insert a card and display that total revenue into the card and check whether you are getting the same output. If you are getting the same output, this is always better. Do that, try that. I am waiting for others to complete. If everyone has completed, I will press enter. I'm not going to press enter now. Yes. Are you getting the same output? Insert a card and display this total revenue into that card and check whether you are getting the same output. Done. Inserted. This output is super. If you have any questions, doubts, queries, that's why I am waiting. Otherwise, I will press enter. Can I press enter now? Everyone? No worries. Or I will show you the formula again also, but let me check first. Enter. Let me insert a card. Place the cursor on some empty area. Card. The total revenue is here. If you are not able to find out the total revenue, go to the search box and type it. TOT. Drag the total revenue into the field area as usual. Drag it to the field area. 461 millions. Format. Call out value. Display units. None. Perfect. Literally both are giving the same output. This is the best. Measure is best. You want to handle a large data, huge data, and you are going to use this more frequently. Please prefer to go with DAX and measures. Okay? Add one more DAX. And you can delete it. You will see how to. Okay? We are using measure. Without measure also you can do it. You get the same answer, but the challenge is the bigger data, huge data. Extra column will not handle properly. It will slow down your system speed, but measure will be very fast. Into the calculated field in pivot. As I indicated, this is the best method. So let me delete that old card, which doesn't solve my purpose, which may slow down my system speed. I delete it. First delete the card. Then let me delete that revenue column also. I'll go to the field area. I'll go to the table. Under the table, I think the revenue which we have created below the invoice trans. This is the extra column. You can see this is an extra column here. When I go to my table view, and I click on the table view, if I go to that invoice trans table, you can see there is an extra column created. As I told, we have millions of rows. Extra column which slows down your system speed. But you will never see a column called as total revenue here. There is no column called as total revenue. It is virtually on the background. No column, extra column, no column. It's virtually calculated on the back. That's the power of this measure. So it doesn't disturb your file size. It doesn't disturb your system speed. Virtually it's working. So better let us delete that revenue column which we have created through the Power Query. This column. I will delete this column. So go to three dot. Go to the three dot on that revenue, and we have an option called as delete from model. It's asking for the confirmation. Yes. So we have deleted just to check whether it's working fine. It's giving the same result. That's the reason I have added a column and then I have created a DAX. Otherwise, straight away try to use measures and DAX. Okay. We'll see one more DAX, one more measure. Table view, go to Power Query and remove it. That's same. The view is different, but both are same. Deleting is same. That's what it is. The view is different, but you are deleting the field. You can delete it there, you can delete it. Both is going to be. That's why you can go to Power Query and delete it also. Right? Since the time constraint, you do the formatting and other part, or I will do it very faster. Go to Format, switch off the category label, General, Title, switch on the title which we did yesterday. Heading for this card, total revenue, folder. 1 minute around. I'll finish off this and background color, some font color. So I'm doing some formatting. The background colors, formatting. If you want comma separator, rupee symbol also, you can do that. Done, clear. Should have started at least 1 hour before. Not continuous today, you can have 2 days this month, next month. I know how to. Field knows how to give the feedback and get it done. Yes, we'll see one more measure before that. This measure, knowingly, unknowingly, I have created this measure under the customer info table. Okay. It doesn't mean anything here. It's giving the perfectly correct result. But for our convenience, if I have this total revenue in the invoice table itself, it's very easy for me to understand. Will it make any difference on the total? Not at all. It will give you the same literally total, but for my convenience, I want to move this total revenue, which is unknowingly created under the customer info, because before creating, my table would have been in the first table. Always my cursor will be on the first table normally. So it was created there. So I don't want it here. I want to move this total revenue to the invoice trans. How do we move it? Simple. Select the total revenue measure. Select the total revenue measure. I think yesterday we discussed it. There is some contextual tab available. You can see on the top, there is a tab called as measure tools. If you are not getting this measure tool, that means you didn't select that measure. If you have selected that measure, you will get that measure tools on the top. Select that measure, go to the measure tools. Under measure tools, it says what is the home table? In which table this measure is residing now? Now it's residing under the customer info table. But I want this to move to the invoice trans table. So what you do? Very simple. There is an arrow mark here. Click on the arrow mark. And which table? All the table names are there. Invoice trans. Yes. Now it has moved to the invoice trans table. As I indicated, now I cannot move it. Already it has came to this table. So go to the measure, select the measure first. Click on the top, you can see the measure tools. That means you didn't select the measure. You should have selected. You should get the gray. You should have. Select that measure, total revenue measure. Select it. Click. You click somewhere else here. Customer table. Where you have created it. I said you have not clicked it. I thought that is adding to the report. I asked you to select the. Now, at least what we did now, quantity into unit cost, you can do it in Power Query also. But I believe this is the best method. But now we are going to create one more measure where I want to calculate quantity which is available in the invoice trans table. In the invoice trans table, we have the quantity. In the product master table, assume while manufacturing the product, I would have fixed the price. For this product, this is the price. But while doing the invoice, some customer or some invoice, I would have increased the price. Some customer, I would have decreased the price. So invoice to invoice, my cost would have varied. So now what we are going to do is, this is actually the actual revenue. Now what I want to do is multiply the quantity. So we are going to multiply the quantity which is available in the invoice trans table. Invoice trans table quantity. Multiply it with the product master. In product master, we have unit cost. So these two columns from two different tables. We have to multiply one column from one table to the another column to another table, which is impossible. If you are using Excel, impossible. If you are using Power Query also, it's impossible. Two columns in same table, it's very simple. You can just say add or multiply or divide. But this is two different columns. And the biggest problem is every invoice, the cost may be different. So you want to calculate, and the quantity may be different to every invoice. Every product will have a different unit cost also. So, but we are going to multiply the quantity and the unit cost. One table to another table, which is, as I used the word, impossible in Excel or in Power Query. But Power BI measure will do this. But it's not very complicated, it's very simple. So let us create a measure. Before creating a measure, rather than placing the cursor, create a measure and move it to this area, I place the cursor in the table of invoice trans itself before creating, so that it automatically creates the measure in the same table. So easy for me. Otherwise you have to go there and move it again. Better I place the cursor on the invoice trans table. Home tab, new measure. Home tab, new measure. It's not very complicated. It's very simple. You have to add one extra word, that's all. One extra word in the formula. That's it. So go to the Home tab, new measure. Once again, it opens that same formula bar. Let me give a name for the measure. The name for the measure is total, that is total revenue. Sorry, this is my, let me take, this is my target revenue or planned revenue or something, target revenue. So I have given a name as target revenue. This is a target. While giving the product, I fixed this product cost is this. That's a target. And we want to know whether we achieved our target or not. Total target revenue. The function name is, as usual, you should not say function from now, DAX. SumX. Open bracket. What is the table name? The table name is invoice trans, comma, quantity, very good, QTY. But the challenge is multiply. Until this, what we did in the last session, same. Multiply with unit cost, which is in product table. Unfortunately, here I have mentioned the invoice trans table. It will bring only the column which is in invoice trans table. But I want to bring the column from some other table, product master. How can I get a column from some other table? Unfortunately, it will not work. But all the tables are connected, related. All the tables are related. So use one more DAX called as related. Just to use the DAX called as related. You have to use the keyword called as related. That's all. Related, open bracket. All the columns in other tables are listed here. All the columns from other table, which is connected. All the other columns which is connected. All the columns are displayed here. Here I think you should get that unit cost. Yes, it's there. Unit cost. That's all. So you have to use one extra DAX called as related. This is the power of it. Unit cost. Close bracket 1, bracket 2. 2 bracket has to be closed because one bracket is for related. Second bracket is for SumX. So 2 bracket has to be closed. Since we are used to 2 open bracket, 2 bracket has to be closed. Now press enter and display this in a card, and you have to tell me whether my total revenue is more than the target or lesser than the target. After doing it, you have to tell me whether it's more than the target or lesser than the target. After doing it, press enter and insert a card and tell me the cost. What is the target cost? What is the target revenue? Total revenue actually is more than the target. What is the amount? Exact value. Exact value. Target revenue or exact value. enter to accept it. One simple method is, instead of redoing it again, I will copy this card and paste it and add only that, I will modify only the title instead of redoing it every time. I will copy this card, Control C, Control V, copy and paste it. Then drag this target revenue to this card, field area, so that no need for redoing the formatting every time. Copy and paste it and drag it and change the title. Of course, the title has to be changed manually. Format, General, Title, this is target revenue. I have created two measures. Maybe I want you all to create a measure here. Yes. Create a new measure. Name of the measure, maybe let us take the name as profit margin. I want you to create a measure. The name of the measure is profit margin. What is the formula? It's very simple. Equal to total revenue minus target revenue. After doing it, insert a card and display it. Try this. I want you to try this. Create a new measure. Before that, place the cursor on the invoice stands, otherwise the measure would have been created in some other column. Hmm. 4 lakhs 45, yeah. The 4 lakh in Sony. Target revenue. You have to change it. You will not change. Select it. Select. It was 13 lakhs. Daimler create lakhs. 91 lakhs. All are getting the same answer. It should be right. EA is 150. 91. Super. Excellent. Now came for a 2 or 3 day session, 3 or 4 day session. I would have given a task. Based on the task, I will give some scores. We'll select the top performers. Since it's a 2 day, we are not able, but we did it for that young talent people. Top 5. We have given a certificate for them with Microsoft logo. To cover the topic itself, 2 days is not sufficient. How can I give a task? Okay, right. Go to Home tab. Before that, I place the cursor on invoice strands itself, so that I will get the measure in the same invoice strands. Otherwise, it would have created in some other. I have to drag and drop. So place the cursor on invoice strands. Home tab. New measure. Home tab, new measure. let us give a name for this. The measure name is profit margin. Sorry. Profit margin is the name of that measure. And what is the formula? Equal to, simple, total revenue. But I told you that a DAX should have some aggregated function, but I am straight away typing it here. Now DAX like some average, you have to use some aggregated formula, but here I am using straight away because already the total revenue is having that sum x. So no need to write the sum x again. So total revenue minus target revenue. That's all. Enter. Let me take a copy of this card. Control C, Control V. Copy and paste to maintain the same format. Copy and paste and bring the card. And go to the add data to the visual. Here total revenue is there. Now I want to bring the profit margin here. Instead of the total revenue, instead of the target revenue, bring the profit margin here. And change the title as usual. Format, general, title. This is profit margin. Data format. Yesterday itself we discussed data format. Format is purely about the colors and background. Yesterday I think someone has asked for it. Data format. Okay. Color background. That's why I am copying and pasting. Copying and pasting and data format is same copy paste. In format painter use panni. Okay. Any challenges or we'll move on to the next one? We have to see some new visuals. Card, matrix, tables, top 10. See, 2 minutes. Date, it's very simple, we'll do that. It's all simple topic. I'm talking about the bigger topics. Okay, now let me insert a new visual. Maybe I think this visual already we did it yesterday, but not directly, indirectly. Indirectly, Power BI has created the visual. Now directly we are going to create this visual. Slicer. I think most of you would have been aware of the slicer who are already using Excel pivot table. In Excel pivot table also we have the slicer, same slicer. But here we have more advantages in the slicer. Place the cursor on some empty cell. Go to the build your visual. Row number 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth row. Fifth row, third one. Fifth row, third one. Slicer. Fifth row, third one. Slicer. So I have used the slicer. In the slicer, assume I am going to, we are manufacturing some products. So let me go to the product category. Under product category, there are some categories of product. We are manufacturing some categories of product. So let us bring the category into that field area. We have inserted a slicer. After inserting a slicer, in this slicer, I will bring the category into the field area. So these are all the categories of product. Assume we are manufacturing braking system, electrical, electronics, engine and fuel system, suspension, body components, transmission and drivetrains. Suppose I am selecting the braking system. When I am selecting the braking system, what is the total revenue for that braking system? Target revenue for it. Here the profit margin is going in a loss. Electrical and electronics, that's also loss. Engine and fuel, that's in profit. Suspension and body components, that's also loss. Transmission and drivetrain, it's profit. So whatever you select, based on that, you can see the total revenue is changing, target revenue is changing, profit margin is changing. So insert a slicer and I dragged the product category into that slicer. Now We are going to use another new visual. Before using the new visual, I want you all to try this. Yesterday, we have did this. I want you to try. If the profit margin is positive, green color, the font color or background color, your wish, background color or font color. If it is a profit, then it should be green. The font color or background color should be green. Else, if it is a loss, then it should be red. That's all, very simple. Can you try this? Try. 2 minutes. If you are not able to get it, I will help. This we did it yesterday. More than 650 or something, we are given green. More less than 650, we are given red. But here, if it is a profit, profit means more than 0. More than 0 is green, less than 0 is red. More than 0 means profit, less than 0 is loss. Just to try. Just to try. If you are not getting, no worries, I will help you. Just to try. Conditional formatting. Try and fail rather than failing to try. Done? Anyone with the solution? Done? Superb. Maruda, tika. When you are selecting it, it's changing. Negative, positives. Super. Excellent. Try. Nothing new, which we discussed yesterday. Okay. Can I try this? Select this profit margin card. Then format. Call out value. FX next to the color. FX. It's not gradient. It is rules. That's all. Next is very simple. Rules. Minimum to 0. Minimum is lowest. Until 0. Until 0 means negatives. All are negative. Until 0. Less than 0 is negative. Until 0, we are going to make a red. Minimum to 0. Lowest. Minimum can be anything. Negative 1 lakh, negative 1 crore to 0. Until 0, it's red. New rules. 0 to, from 0. Starting from 0. How can I make here as max? Remove the 0. Delete that 0. It turns into max. 0 to maximum. Highest. Highest can be anything. Million, billion, trillions. Make it as green. That's it. Very simple. Minimum to 0 is red. 0 to maximum. Green. Let me try this. Okay. Overall, it's profit. When I select braking system, red. Electrical and electronics, red. Engine, profit. Suspension, loss. Transmission, profit. Simple. We'll see one more new visual. To finish top 10. 45 minutes. Did this yesterday. Well, easy to forget. You have to do some project. After this, tomorrow you have to go there and take some project, do some project reports.
There are 2, 3 formats. They have doubts.
Correct.
Because these are standard formats we are showing.
No, you try with your formats.
We try with our
Okay. We will see one more visual. Actual versus plan. I want to know whether you have achieved our target or not. I want to show it in a visual form. This I can understand. I'm showing it in a number. If you achieve the target, it's green. If you not achieve the target, it's in red. I'm showing it in a number. I want to show this visually. I believe there are so many, but the best one is, let us go to the row number 4. Last but one. Before the card, like a speedometer, gauge. This one, gauge. Before the card, you can see there is a gauge available here. Gauge. There is a gauge. Build visual. Under build visual, let us go to the gauge. Place the cursor on some empty area. I click on this gauge. A gauge is drawn. In this gauge, what we are going to do is, there are 2 revenues available. One is target, another one is total. Let us bring the total revenue into the value area. Target revenue into the target area. Name itself says target. Total revenue into the total area. Target revenue into the target area. Okay. So let me do that. Total revenue I'm bringing into the value area. Target revenue into the target area. So you will see a needle. If your total revenue is more than the needle, if it is crossing the needle, that means we achieved our target. If it is lesser than the needle, means we didn't achieve it. Let me try. Braking system. My needle is here. We achieved only till this. Till more. We have more here. Electrical and electronic. It's 207 millions, but we achieved only 119 millions. Engine and fuel. Yes. So, well versed, more than the target. So 36 millions, it's more than the target. Suspension. Transmission. So based on this, you can see it's changing. Target is very less. Okay. I want you to try this. I want you to do a coloring for this gauge. Maybe you can take 1 or 2 minutes to do this. Coloring for the gauge. If it is a profit, then the gauge color should be green. If it is a loss, then the gauge color should be red. If it is a profit, change the gauge color to green. If it is a loss, change the gauge color to red. Try. Just to try. Profit means the gauge color should get changed. Gauge color. Not the card or anything. The gauge color should change. If it is a profit, it should be green. If the profit, remember I'm saying profit. If there is a profit, it should be green. If there is a loss, it should be red. Same thing what we did it for that card. Same conditions. But the gauge color should change. That's all. After this, we have to see some 2 or 3 new visuals. Before break, we have to complete the top 10. Done? The sound indicates. That means you are done. Think. Done. Done. So, Bata, I thought you are confidently completed. Okay. Let me try this. Select this gauge. Format your visual. Color. Select the gauge. Format your visual. Color. Fill color or a gauge color. Let us go to the fill color. I'll go to fill color. FX. It's gradient. No, it's not gradient. Let us make it as rules. Here is the challenge. Most of you would have stuck here. It's not based on the total revenue. Yes, it should be based on the profit margin. Click here. If you are able to find the profit margin here, fine. Or else go here and just type here. Go to the type here. PROF, profit margin. Type, or you can select it manually also. Not based on the total target revenue or total revenue. It should be based on the profit margin. Select the profit margin. Minimum to 0 as usual. Red. Minimum to 0 is red. New rules. 0 to max. Delete that 0 to get max. Color is green again. Okay. It's green. Since it's a profit. It is a loss. It's red. If it is going in a profit, you will get a green. If it is going in a loss, you will get a red. Okay. Let us rename this page now. Double click. Type permits. We'll see how to make an index of your page. Table of content. Home page. This is my home page. Let me insert a new page. We'll see another 2 or 3 new visuals. I will insert a new page. Now I want you to try this once again. Donut. Row number 3. The last one. It's similar to your pie chart. I want you to create a donut chart. Insert a donut. What I wanted in donut is region wise. Region wise. Sum of total revenue. This is the report which I expect. Try. Region wise sum of total revenue. Create a donut. Done? Region name. Region name. Region name. Not ID. In region details also you will have region ID. That's link. There may be region name, not the IDs. The ID will have 1, 2, 3 or something. Region name will have the name south, north, east, west. Okay, let me insert a donut chart. Place the cursor on some empty cell, empty area. Donut. I think donut and A pie chart seems to be similar. So increase the height and width. So let me go to the search box and I type REG. So instead of searching it manually, when I type REG, the region name is available. As I told, it's available under the region details. Region name into first, legend. Total revenue into the second. This we have discussed many times from yesterday. Which wise that should be first. Which is summarized that should be the second. Okay. For a better viewing, I am going to bring the legend to the bottom. Format, legend, position is bottom center. Yes. To have better viewing. South, north, east, west. Now, a new visual. This new we have an upgrade of this new visual. Before upgrading the new visual, first we'll see that old visual. Just I think 1 month before we got this upgrade, we can upgrade. First we'll use the old visual, then we'll get the upgraded visual. Before using this visual, you have to activate something. First is your Wi-Fi or internet has to be connected. I think it's already connected. If it is not, please connect it. Go to the file. There is an office button called as file. If you activate only, this feature may work, otherwise it may not work. Go to file, under file, options and settings. Go to file, options and settings, options. File, options and settings, options, options and settings, options. Under options, it opens a new dialog box. Under the new dialog box, you will get something called as security. Security. File, options, options and settings, security. Under security, when I click on security and scroll down to the last, where you can see there is a checkbox. Use map and filled map, which has to be selected. By default, I think it should have been unchecked. If it is unchecked, please check it. Check that option. I think 99% default, it would have been unchecked. Security, use map and filled map and say OK. There are two types of map, bubble map and the filled map. We'll see both, or we will see the upgraded version of that map also. So I selected security, I selected use map and filled map and I say OK now. After doing this, nothing will happen on your screen. Nothing will happen on your screen. After doing this, if I said OK here, go to this data, add data to the visual, place the cursor on some empty area. You have to place the cursor on some empty area. In my system, row number 4, third. Row number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, third one. Filled map. Place the cursor on some empty area and click on that filled map. A map is inserted. We have to do something. One by one we'll do it. First, we have inserted the filled map. Under the filled map, let us bring, I think we have some region name, we have some state names, we have some city names. Let us bring the state names. Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh. There are so many states available. State name. So let us drag the state name into the location area. Drag the state name into the location area. Based on the state name what you have, the map is automatically highlighted. It's asking you to upgrade. As I told, it will ask you to upgrade. Wait, we'll upgrade it later. So based on the state name which you have it on your source data, based on that it has automatically highlighted. Still it's not over. We have to see further more. So drag the state name into the location area. When you place the cursor on that location, it will show you the state names. Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh. It shows the state name. Then revenue. The total revenue. Let us bring the total revenue. Select the map. Let us bring the total revenue to the tooltip area. Let's bring the total revenue to the tooltip area. Would have got some flash. First thing what has happened is when I place the cursor, yes, it shows me in Tamil Nadu what is my total revenue, Karnataka what is my total revenue, Maharashtra what is my total revenue, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh what is my total revenues. So based on each state wise, whenever I place the cursor, it's showing the total revenue. Now, let us do some conditional formatting again. Where the total revenue is more, I want to give a green. If the total revenue is lesser, I want to put a red. Or minimum lesser is green, yellow, very lesser is red. The traffic signal colors, heat map, which we did yesterday. Select this map, format. We did this in upgrade. After upgrading, everything will be upgraded automatically. Don't worry. We'll do the upgraded later. Upgraded, the map looks much better when you upgrade it. After doing all the things. Go to format, fill color, format, fill color, FX. The color, FX. For map, I believe it's better to go with gradients, heat maps, gradient. Instead of rules, gradient. It's asking, do you want to apply the rules for the city names? Based on the city name, do you want to give a color? No. We have to give the color based on the revenue. Total revenue. That's all. After this, you know it. Lowest value, let me put a red. Add middle value, yellow. Highest value, green. Heat maps. Okay. Yes. Based on your values, the map has changed. As expected, Maharashtra has more revenues. But the power of this is, why? This is okay, fine. But why I have inserted a donut? Just watch here. Let me go to the donut. And I think this is for north region. Just to click on that north region on the donut. The maps automatically zooms out and it shows only the north region details. When I click on south, it shows the south map. So whatever I select it, based on that the maps are changing. Based on your selection. Since we have only the data of India, it's showing the India map. If you have the data worldwide, you will get a worldwide map also. Okay. We'll see another visual. Summer is so straight away click on something that is missing, it's not shown here. That will be empty. If you don't like this map, as I told, two types of map. One is this filled map. Another one, we can make this map as a bubble. Select this map and go to the add data to the visual. Before the filled map, there is another map. Same map, you can make it as bubble or you can create new bubble map also, your wish. I'll select this map, this one, bubble map. So based on your value, you will get that bubbles. Where the revenue is more, you will get a bigger green bubble. Where the revenue is lesser, you will see a small red bubbles. Select this and select this bubble map. This before this map, there is this map, bubble map. Select this and click this. It will overwrite. Or if you want, you can create new map also. Copy and take a new map. Which you prefer, bubble or filled? Filled. I got the same answer literally from every training session. More people are liking filled compared to bubble. So I'll go with filled. Now we have an updation of this map. Nothing difference. You can click on upgrade. The next map, that is Azure map. That's the latest one, upgrade. After doing it, you can upgrade it. So let us click on upgrade. It automatically upgrades to a new map. So it looks much good if you are getting a new map, if you are getting upgraded map. It's upgrading now. It's taking some time, but it will upgrade. Yeah. So upgrade to Azure map. Use bubble maps. Is having a better one.
Because some district lesser value.
Have both maps, one bubble and another one. Or what you do is select this latest one, latest map, that is this, and go to format. Switch on the bubble also. Both. Make it as the latest one and switch on that bubble map on. You will get this one as well as bubble. Both. Or if you don't want bubble, upgraded version, you can get both. Cluster chart from Purio, bar chart. These are bubbles. You get a bar. We have to activate some options. So many options. It's a very new feature. 1 month before. This Azure map is a very new feature. Before this, we will see about top 10. How can I bring the top 10? Let me reduce the size of this map. I'll bring the map here. And I'll reduce the size of this donut also. Now we are going to bring the top 10. I want to know the top 10 customers. Top 10 customers. Let us add one more visual and we'll see top 10, and we are going to see top 10 based on the region wise also. If I select South, you get who is the top 10 customer for the South. North means I should get who is the top 10 for North. First, let me insert a visual. Place the cursor on some empty area. Place the cursor on some empty area. To get a top 10, I believe we can go for a bar chart. Bar chart looks better, or you can go for funnel chart also. Funnel probably we'll see it in another few, if time permits, we'll see it later. Let us go for the bar chart. Maybe the third one, clustered bar chart. What is stacked? I think we didn't use stack. We'll use the stack in another few minutes. Let us go for clustered bar chart. Click on the clustered bar chart. Let us bring the customer name. Clustered bar chart. Customer name. Let me bring the customer name into first one, y-axis. Customer name we are bringing into y. Once again, total revenue we are bringing into x. Remember, this total revenue I am using literally in all the charts. Since it's a measure, it's working very fast. If it is not a measure, it will be very slower. At almost I used to this total revenue in 6 or 7 areas now, as of now. Because we have created through the measures. So bring the total revenue to the next one, y-axis. So we got top to bottom customers. So it shows all the customer details here. So it shows all the customer details. But next we want the top 10. That's what we are going to do next. So we created a bar chart, customer name wise, sum of total revenue. Customer name wise, what is sum of total revenue? Can you help me here? I want whatever the condition I have applied for this map. Highest is green, middle is yellow, lowest is red. I applied some condition for this map. Same condition I want it for this bar chart also. Highest should have green, middle should have yellow, lowest should have red. How do we do it? Format painter. Very good. Select this chart map, home tab, format painter, select this bar chart. So the same color is applied here. Okay. So top to bottom, highest to lowest. Let us see the top 10 now. So it displays almost more than 100 customers here. So we have more than 100 customers available here. But I don't want all the 100 customers. I want to bring only the top 10. Who is my top 10 customer? And the top 10 customers should change based on, for example, if I select the South region, it should show me who is the top 10 for South. If I select North, who is the top 10. Similarly, if I select a state, when I go to state and click on Tamil Nadu, it should show me who is my top 10 customer for the Tamil Nadu. So based on the selection, it should show me the top 10. It should show me the top 10. Let us see how to do this. Select this bar chart. For the first time, I think I explained this yesterday, but we didn't do it. I told you we are going to do it today. Select this bar chart. Filter. Expand that filter. If it is already expanded, fine. If it is not expanded, please expand it. Expand the filter. 3 types of filtering. This also we discussed yesterday. Filter a visual, filter a page, filter all pages. Let us start on filter a visual. Filter on this visual. Filter on this visual. Customer name and total revenue. 2 things. That's the 2 things which we have used in this chart. One is customer name, another one is total revenue. Let me expand that customer name because I want top 10 customers. How do we expand it? There is an arrow mark next to the customer name. Expand that customer name. It says basic filter. No, it's not basic filter. Expand it. It should be top N. Make it as top N. Or I don't want top N. I want bottom N. Lowest. Maybe rejection, defects. Which is lowest rejection, which is lowest defects. Then instead of top, we can make it as bottom also. Bottom also. But let us go with the top 10. You have to literally type whether you want top 10, top 5, top 20, your wish. So I say top 10, but still it's not over. One more step. So you want to filter the top 10 customer. On what basis? So which customer has given a better revenue? They are my top customer. So I want to bring the revenue. Or who has given more invoices? They are my top customer. Means you can pick the invoice number here. But I want to know who is my top customer, who has given more revenues. So let us bring the total revenue into the by value area here. By value area. Bring the total revenue to the by value area. That's it. Apply filter. Top 10 customers. But still one more step is pending. Region wise it will not show you the top 10. We'll see how to do that. Before that I am going to explain the entire process one more time. I am explaining the entire process one more time. Let me clear it and let me redo it again. Okay. So we have already created a bar chart. Customer wise sum of total revenue. Now I want the top 10 customers. So what you do is expand the filter. The filter is already expanded, fine. If it is not expanded, please expand it. And go to the customer name. Expand that customer name just by clicking on the arrow mark. And instead of basic filter, make it as top N. Top how many? 10. Based on what? Revenue. Bring the total revenue to this by value area and apply the filter. It shows top 10 customers. It's our top 10 based on my total revenue. Okay. Could you help me here? When I select the north region, my map I'm getting the north region, but unfortunately in the bar chart, I'm not getting the north region chart. Out of overall, it's highlighting who belongs to the north region. When I select south region, it's highlighting out of top 10, this customer belongs to the south region. But when I select this donut chart, this chart, I don't want to highlight it. I want to filter it. I think this we did it yesterday. Even I indicated we are going to see this tomorrow. You remember what we did? Edit interaction. Superb. Select this donut. Even I told you tomorrow we are going to do this. It will be a little bit complex. If you understand, it's easier. Select this donut. Go to format. Go to format. Edit interactions. So when I select donut, what you have to do it for this bar chart is filter. 3 options: filtering, highlighting, none. We want to filter it. Filter. Switch off that edit interaction. Let me check now. Click on north region. It shows who are all the top 10 customer for the north. South region. Who is the top 10 customer for south? So based on whatever I select, it shows the top 10 for that region wise. Okay. We are going to see how to interact between pages, or how to bring a page to a page within a page, interact between the pages and page to page. That's our next topic. Tables and matrix. We'll see about tables and challenges. For 10 minutes. Let's see one more topic. Tables, matrix, drill through. Yesterday we have seen about drill down. Now we'll see about drill through. Interaction between page to page. Time being, I am just collapsing or switching off the filter because I need more space on my page. Let me add a new page and I will give some meaningful name for this page. This page, let us give a name as top 10. This is to display the top 10 customer details. This page. Let us add a new page. Sir, done? Any problem? You want me to come over there? Or? Table. Next, let me explain what we are going to do, then we'll do it. For example, here we have the top 10 customers. For example, this top 10 customers. Let me place the cursor on customer. For example, I'll place the cursor on this Maxima Auto Links. For them, we have 12 crores, 96,800, I don't know, 1 crore, 20 lakhs, something. So we have some values here. So I want to see this full details. This 1 crore, 20 lakhs, 96,800. I want to know the full details of it. What is the customer, what is the invoice we have made, what is the invoice date, what is the product we have sold, what is the quantity, what is the amount. I want to show it in a table format. And I want to link the table with this report. Link the table with this report. Two things. One is you can link between this report to another page, or we can bring the page itself here. Magical feature. Bring the page. We'll see both. We'll see both. First, how to create a table, then we'll see how to make a link. Let me insert a new page. Let us start with the table. Even the table is also very important. Everything you cannot display it as a visuals. Sometimes you have to display the values in a table format, like Excel table, like a pivot table. So in row number 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth row, row number 5, fourth, row number 5, fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, row number 5, fourth, we have a table, like a normal Excel table. So let me click on this table. And I recommend to have some empty space on the top. There is a reason behind it. There is a reason behind it. I will explain why I ask you to give a space. In another few minutes, we'll see that. So I inserted a table and I increased the height and width of the table to have a bigger view. And it's very simple. What are all the fields you want? Just a drag and drop from different tables. No need to write lookup or anything. For example, first let us bring the invoice number. Finally, we are going to link it. Now I am going to bring the invoice number. It shows all the customer invoice number. It's not the particular customer invoice number. Finally, we link it after creating the report. So let us bring the invoice number to the column area. It shows all the invoice numbers. It's showing all the invoice number. Then I will bring the invoice date to the column area again. But unfortunately, invoice date displays like this. It displays as year, quarter, month and day. Actually, what is this? This is 1st October 2022. But I don't like this. I want the date to be displayed as 1st October 2022. But here it is displaying year, quarter, month, day. So go here. Click on the arrow mark. Invoice date. It's not date hierarchy. It is invoice date. I don't want the hierarchy. I want just a date. Invoice date. That's all. Can I change the format? Of course we can change the format. Like Excel, can we change it to our own customized format? Yes. So after you're using the invoice date, go to the arrow mark and make it as invoice date. Now I don't like this format. I want to change the format. Maybe I want the date as 01 October 2022. What's the day? Whether it's a Sunday or Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. Select this table. Format, I think we discussed this yesterday also. Go to format your visual. General. Data format. General. Data format. Select this visual. Go to the format, general, data format, and it's asking, do you want to apply the data format for an invoice number? No, we want to apply the data format for invoice, date. When I select the date and go to format option, there are several formatting options available. DD, YY, so many formats are there. If you are satisfied with any one of the format available here, you can select it. First, make it as invoice date here. After make it as invoice date, click on the format. Your format is displayed. If you are not satisfied with the format, go to custom. Like Excel, we can define our own format here. After selecting custom, DD. You know what is meant by DD? DD is date. If I type only 1D, your date will be 1, 2, 3, 4. If you type 2D, 01, 02, 03. I recommend to go with the 2D. And after the date, what do you want? Whether you want hyphen, dot, or slash, I recommend to go with hyphen. M. M is Unfortunately, if I type M, it will take minutes. So don't use smaller M, you have to type capital M. Capital M considers as month. Smaller M will be considered as minutes. So try to use capital M. 1M means January is 1, February is 2, March is 3. 2M, January is 01, February is 02, March is 03. 3M, JANFEBMAR. 4M, January, February, March, April. So I'll go with the 3 M's so that I'll have even orders. Because May is 3 digits, January is more digits. So I want everything as 3. So MM, hyphen, double Y for 25, 3 or 4Y for 2025. So you can see the years, 1st October 2022. I want to know the day. What's the day? You can put a comma or you can put a space. Let me put a comma. 3 D's. 1, 2, 3. Sunday means SUN, Monday is MOTUE, Thursday is TUH. Or you can type 4 D's for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Your wish. Or you can change your own formats. First M, then D. We'll add another 2 or 3 column, then we'll see other part later. Okay. Let us bring the other columns also here. What are all the other columns you want? I got the invoice number, I got the invoice date, then I want the product name, which product I have sold to this customer. So go to the format your visual, add the data to the visual. Already we have dragged the invoice number, we have dragged the invoice date. Let us bring the product name. Remember, invoice number and invoice date is in some other column, and we are bringing the product name that's available in some other column. Let us bring the product name into the columns. Yes. What's the product we have sold and or we have purchased? Then is maybe I want to bring the quantity into columns again. So it shows the product name, it shows the quantity. Then what I can bring, rate, invoice cost. Let us bring the invoice. What is the cost of invoice? Invoice cost, where it is. Invoice cost in invoice trans. Sorry, unknowingly I drag the invoice number. Invoice costs. Then total revenue. Just I'm giving a sample like this. You can bring this from any table. Out of 9 table, you can bring this data from any table. Any table. Can be literally from any table. All the 9 tables are connected. That's the power of this. You can get the data from any table literally. Okay. Can you help me here? So we got the invoice number, we got the invoice date, product name, quantity, and invoice cost and revenue. But unfortunately, I don't want this sum of quantity. Quantity sum I don't want. I don't want the sum of cost. Sum of revenue, that's okay. But I don't want the sum of quantity and sum of cost. So what we will do? Go to this column. There is sum of quantity. Instead of this, click on the arrow mark. Don't summarize. I don't want the summary. I just want the value to be, quantity value to be displayed, not the summarizing. I don't want to summarize it. Don't summarize. Yes, now we got only the quantity. It's not showing the total of it. Same like invoice cost. Click on the arrow mark. Don't summarize. It shows only the value, not summarizing. Finally, we'll see the conditional formatting and we'll see matrix. We'll see how to connect it. Before the break, we'll finish off conditional formatting. This table we'll finish it off. Matrix we'll see after the break. Yeah. From any table, you can get a report like this. Finally, as I told, we'll do some conditional formatting. For example, Based on the revenue, I want to do a conditional formatting. Based on the revenue. Okay. Let me do a conditional. Wherever my revenue is between 0 to 50 lakhs or 10 lakhs or something, I want to give a color or icon, traffic signals or icons or emojis. So let me go to this total revenue on the right hand side. Let me go to the total revenue on the right hand side here. Then conditional formatting. Go to the total revenue, conditional formatting. Background color, font color, data bars, icons. You know what is background color, what is font color, what is data bars. Let us go with icons first. Icons, like emojis, icons. Click on icons. It's opening a dialog box. Where you want that icon, left side or top, that's alignment, that's your wish. Styles, which icon you want, you decide what icon you want here. Style, there are so many icons. If you have 3 icons, you will get the 3 split by percentage, 33, 34, 33. If you have 4 icon, how you will split it? Percentage, 25, 25, 25. 5 icon is 20, 20, 20. Based on 100, 0 to 100 percentage. Let me select something. Maybe I will select this one, the last one. Red color cross, yellow color exclamation, green color. You can select anything. I am just selecting this. I select this. You can select anything. 0 percentage, not 0. Let us make it as number. 0 to number. Maybe I'll make it as 10,000. 0 to 10,000. If my value is between 0 to 10,000, I want a red cross. Then the next one, same number, 10,002. Maybe let us take something, number 50,000. 10,000 to 50,000 is yellow exclamation. Last one, number 50,000. From 50,000. Actually, this is correct, 100 percentage. 100 percentage is equal to maximum. Maximum is equal, 100 percentage means highest 100 percentage or maximum, both are same. Even you can make it as 100 percentage or you can make it as a number and make it as a maximum. Both will give you the same output. 100 percentage and maximum number, both are similar. Even though if you change max number, it turns into 100 percentage automatically. So 0 to 10,000, I want a red cross mark, 10,000 to 50,000, yellow exclamation, more than 50,000, more above 50,000 till the maximum, I want green. That's it. So based on the values, you can see the icons have changed. Wherever my value is between 0 to 10, you will have a red cross. 10 to 50,000, yellow. More than 50,000 is green. Can I sort this table like an Excel? Of course. I want highest revenue should be on the top, lowest revenue should be on the bottom. Go to the total revenue. Click. Just click on the top of the total revenue. Highest will be on the top, lowest will be on the bottom. Second time click. Lowest on the top, highest on the middle. Ascending order, descending order. Very simply you can sort the table. No need to go sort, ascending, descending. Just to click it. But I think by default it's already sorted by invoice number wise. As per the source, it's sorted by invoice number wise. So just to click on invoice number. Invoice number wise it is sorted. Okay. We'll create a matrix after this. Then we'll link the page to page. How to embed the page to another page also. We'll see that probably. It's beyond 15. Save the file. As usual, I need your cooperation. We have maximum of another 1 hour. That to 15 minutes end, we'll go for a feedback and post test. Maximum we have to finish it by 4:15. So till 4:15, try to cover as much as possible. Approximately we have another half an hour. Try to come sooner. Last session we did about a table. Now let us see about a matrix. What is the difference between a table and a matrix? Table looks like a normal Excel sheet. It is like an Excel sheet with rows and columns. Matrix is somewhat equivalent to a pivot table. So equivalent to a pivot table, which we do it in Excel. That is that matrix. Finally, we are going to connect it and we are going to create a drill through again. Place the cursor on some empty area. Place the cursor on some empty area. Where is that matrix? Next to the table, same row. Row number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same row next to the table, fifth one, the last but one. From the last is the second one called as matrix. So place the cursor on some empty area and click on this matrix. Now, you will help me here. You are going to help me here. For example, I want to create a matrix. In this, what I want to do is, let me take this. For example, I want to take product name wise, the payment method wise, product name wise, payment method wise, sum of total revenue. So this is the report which I expect. Tell me. I have three options here. When I inserted a matrix, I have three options. Rows, columns, value. Who are using pivot table? I think you would have been aware of this. Tell me, where can I drag and drop the product name? Where can I drag and drop the payment method? Where can I drag and drop the revenue? Yes. Rows. Which has to be in rows? Product name has to be in rows. Okay. Columns. Payment method should be in columns. Very good. Then total revenue in values. Okay. I understood that total revenue should be in values because it's a total. We want the values. Fine. But why product name in rows? Why the payment method in columns? Can it be in the reverse? Can I put the payment method in rows and product name in columns? Will it give a wrong output? Simple. That's what logic we'll use it in normal pivot table also. Super. What he said is perfectly correct. Where the data is more, try to have it in rows because we have more rows. Column, try to have a limited columns. So I think payment method can be only 5 or 6 payments method, whereas the product name can be hundreds of products. So better drag and drop the product to rows and payment method into columns and the total revenue into sigma values. Perfect. What you said is perfectly correct. So let me do this. Product name. I will bring the product name to rows. And payment method to columns. So that the comparison will be easier. And revenue into values. Yes. It's like a pivot table. That's the difference between pivot table and a, that's the difference between matrix and a table. Matrix and a table. Okay. Right now. So we have created a table, we have created a matrix. Now we are going to link between one page to another page. One is either we can make a link, another one is we can bring the page itself. We can bring the page. We'll see both. We'll see both. But first we'll see how to link a page. Let me go to the page 1 and I'll give some meaningful name for the page. I think we have all the customer details here. So we want to bring that particular customer details here. So let me give a name for this page. Right click, rename or double click and I give a name for this. In this page, I want the particular customer details to be displayed. So I'm giving some meaningful name for it. Now we are going to link this page to page. One page filtering, one page linking is very simple. So when I select this pie chart, donut, this chart is filtering, interaction, that's very simple. But how can I interact between one page to another page? Place the cursor. What we are going to do is, for example, let me come to this page. If I select a particular customer, for example, I'm selecting this Indo Auto solution. The total is this 9 crores, 18 lakhs, 8,900. When I click this and go to this page, it should show only this customer details here. So we are going to link the customer name. When I select the customer name, it should come to this page and it should show only that customer names, customer details. So what do you do? Place the cursor on the empty area of the customer details page. Place the cursor on the empty area of the customer details page. Then customer name. Let us drag that customer name because I want to link that customer name. When I select the bar chart, it should link with this table, this page. When I select the bar chart of the customer, that should be linked with this page. So drag that customer name and drop it to drill through, not drill down. It is drill through. So let us drag the customer name into the drill through field area here. Drill through field area. Two changes would have happened. Two changes. Change number one, you can see it on the screen itself. A back button is automatically inserted. I will tell you what is the purpose and what is the usage of this black back button. Now let me go to this main page. We dragged that customer name and dropped to the drill through page. Where? In that customer details page. We dragged the customer name and dropped into the drill through page here. Automatically you are getting a back button. Now in this page, go to any one of the customer name. Go to any one of the customer name. Maxima Auto Links. I will go to that customer name. Right click on it. But after publishing, before publishing, you should make a right click. But after publishing, no need to right click. Just to place the cursor. So now I will publish it and show it also. Right click, drill through. Before that, let me check the total to cross verify whether my answer is right. Maximus Auto Links is 1 crore 20 lakhs 96,800. This is the total, right? Right click on it, go to drill through and go to that customer details page. Yes, now you can see the total 1 crore 20 lakhs 96,800. It shows only that customer invoices. Only that customer invoices. Why this back button is available? After publishing, now it's okay. But after publishing, how can I go back to that main pages? You have to click on. After publishing, you will not see this page. You will not show the page to your audience. We have to hide it. I will show you that. How can I go back to main pages after publishing? You have to click. But since we have not published it, how can I go back is control. Hold the control key and click. After publishing, straight away you can click it. Since we have not published it, we have to make a right click and click. So right click on any one of the customer and go to the drill through customer details. Goes to that page and it shows that customer details. But I repeat the entire process one more time fastly. First, what we did is, after creating this matrix, what we did is, come to the customer details page. We want to link this customer name to that page, one page to another page. So drag that customer name, and drop it to the drill through field here, drill through. So you will get two. One is the back button automatically appears. And you'll go to the main top 10 page here. Right click on that customer name. Drill through customer details. It shows only that customer details. Only one thing is we have dragged and dropped it. That's right. We will do another magical feature here. Before that, how do I recognize? I know this. When I go to this customer page and I make a right click, I am selecting this customer. I know this, I am selecting this customer. When I show this report to others, how do I know this data belongs to that particular customer? Okay. Now, how do I know this data belongs to that particular customer? That's the reason I asked you to give some empty space on the top. Could you tell me how can I display a value? Which could be the best visual for just displaying a value? Card. Super. Let us select this card. I click this card and place the card somewhere else on the top. I click the card and place it somewhere else on the top. In this card, what I have to display? I have to display the customer name. I have to display the customer name on this, so that I know this belongs to the particular customer. So very simple. Card. After inserting the card, drag the customer name to the field area. Drag the customer name to the field area. Now you can see it shows that customer. So it means this data belongs to this customer. Let me check this. Control and back button. Right click on any one of the customer. Drill through customer details. It comes to that page and it shows only that customer details. So linking between one page to another page. Only one thing we did it is dragged that field into the drill through. Everything is taken care by Power BI. One more another next feature. Comfortable on this. For example, I'm not comfortable in right clicking and going to drill through. Anyway, after publishing, no need to right click. But still, if you are not comfortable in right clicking, drill through and going to the page, can I bring the entire page into this report? Can I bring the entire page? So go back to the customer details page again. Place the cursor on the empty area again. Place the cursor on the empty. I think this I discussed yesterday. Tomorrow we are going to see this. Even the introduction I told you, it's a magical feature. Tomorrow we are going to see this. Place the cursor on some empty area. Go to this format your report page. Yesterday we did it. Format your report page. Page information. Format your report page. Page information. Allow use as tooltip. Allow use as tooltip. Switch on. It is off. Switch on. That's all. That's all. Now go to the top 10 page. No need to right click. Just to place the cursor over any one of the customer. That entire page will be displayed here. The total page comes here. You can see whenever I place the cursor, the entire page comes here. No need to go there. Bring the page here. Go to the customer details page. Place the cursor on some empty area. Format your report page. Page information. Switch on that tooltip. Switch on that. So it's very simple. Go back to that page and place the cursor. The entire report will be displayed here. No need to go and check the report. The report comes to your page. This can be a chart. This can be a table or anything. You have got the table. Like this, you can get a chart also. One table, one chart, you can get it in another chart. Chart within a chart. But unfortunately, you can do any one. Either you can use drill through or you can get tooltip. Now, if you make a right click, the drill through will not appear. So, if you want to drill through, then you have to switch off this tooltip. So, either you may get a drill through or you may get a tooltip. Suppose now I make a right click and checking, there is no drill through. So, go back to the customer details. Formats. Page information. Switch off the tooltip. Now, right click. Now, the tooltip is not appearing. Right click. Drill through will appear. So, you can do any one. Either go to that page or bring the page. You cannot do both, unfortunately. Very simple, but very powerful. We'll publish it and we'll check what's happening. Before that, before publishing this customer details page, you should not show to others. You have to hide this page. Right click, hide. This page will not be visible to the other people. This page, how they will come to the page? They will come to the page either by drill through, or they will come to the page either by tooltip. Either they can use the tooltip or they can use the drill through to come to the page. They will not see the page straight away. They will think we have only one pages, but actually the two pages are linked. Let's see some of the options. Let me insert a page. From yesterday, we have seen some two. Today we have seen 4 or 5 visuals. I don't know what is the visual you are going to use, but I want everyone to use one visual. I want everyone from today to use this visual. Place this visual in any one of the page. We would have created 100 reports, but unfortunately when you present, people will ask for a report which we have not created. They will not ask for the 100 reports. They will ask for the report which we have not created. So instantly, immediately, we want to create a report. 3 things for this. First one, you should be aware what are all the columns available. What are all the columns available, you have to be aware. Second, your internet has to be connected. Third, you should know the normal, simple English language. That's it. Place the cursor on some empty area. Row number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth one, Q&A. Go to the 6th row, 4th one, Q&A. Place this Q&A in some other area. In some other page or any page, any one of the page. Place this Q&A in some page. Now I want to create a report. Let me take a small example. City-wise sum of revenue. I want to create a sum of revenue by city-wise as a line chart, as a bar chart, as a column chart, whatever you want. Whatever I'm saying now, type it. Sum of total revenue by city. So I want sum of revenue by city as what? As a bar chart, as a line chart, as a column chart. Your wish. Let me put a line chart. That's all. Enter. Create a report for us. Instantly you can create a report like this. If we discussed this yesterday morning, entire training would have been completed yesterday itself. So that you have to know something, right? Right. If you are not...
Time, date.
this I finished. You are interested in time, date. Okay. So close this. If you are not able to type it, I'm not good enough in typing. So place the cursor on that area, Q&A, Windows H, hearing, Windows H, just to plus Windows H. Then you can see microphone is appearing. Sum of total revenue by city as a bar chart. City, I think I didn't spell it properly, sorry. Sum of total revenue by city as a bar chart. Type it and create a report. Dictate it and create a report. Someone is asking the report, just to turn your laptop, tell me what you want. That's all. It should create a report. Okay. So insert this visual in any one of the page so that instantly you can, after publishing also. After publishing also. This will not work before publishing. This will work after publishing. You have published the report. You are showing the report. You are presenting the report. Then they can click, they can see the report immediately. That's the advantage of this Q&A. Okay. We will see some visuals since he has asked one thing, that is difference between the date. Let me explain this, then I can come back to Power BI again. So to find out the difference between dates, there are two methods. You can find the difference between two given dates, or you can find out the aging as on date. As on date also you can do it. Both are possible. Let me go to the transform data, Power Query. First, how to find out the difference between two dates, start date and end date. So let me go to the transform data, Power Query. In Power Query, let me go to the invoice table. In invoice table, I have some dates. For example, we have invoice number, invoice date, required date and ship date. So we made the invoice on 1st and we shipped it on 5th. So I want to know what is the number of days, within how many number of days we have shipped it. What's the difference between the shipping date and invoice, between two dates. This is one part. Next is as on today. We'll see that next. First we'll finish up this. So I want to know the difference between the ship date and invoice date. I think it's very simple. We already seen this in the morning. Difference between two columns. First select the highest column, that is the latest one. Ship date is the latest one. Then select the invoice date, that's the oldest one. Then I want the difference between the ship date and invoice date in next column. We want to give it in the next column. So what has to be done? Add column. Super. After this, date. Excellent. Then subtract. Subtract days. That's all. So go to add column. Days. Subtract days. So it shows what is the difference between the ship date and the starting date. This is very simple. Let me give a name for this. Ship days. Okay. This is one. Another one. As on date. This is difference between two dates. That's fine. As on today. For example, let us take the table called as employee master. I'll go to the employee master. We have birth date, we have hire date. Birth date, in which date the employee is born and which date we have hired that employee. So let us find out the age. For example, the first person is born on 8/12/1970. So as on today, I want to know what is his age till today's date. What is his age? Select that birthday column. Select the birthday column. Go to the add column again. Go to the add column again. Date again. Straight away there is an option available called as age. Just to click on that age. But unfortunately, when I select the age, it's showing something like 20,015, 18,846. What is this? Number of days. From the date till today, this is the number of days. But I don't want number of days. I want to find out the years. So what you do is, right click on this age. Go to this transform data. Right click on the age. Go to transform. Days, hours, minutes, seconds, total years, total days, total hours, total minutes, total seconds. What has to be done here? Total years. That's all. The age is 54, 51, 66, 48. But we have to round it off. We'll round it off now. After doing this, we'll round it off. So first find the age, then right click, transform, total years. Month separately, year separately. Later combine it. In one formula, you cannot do both. So select this. I want to round it off in the same area. Go to transform column. Which way I can round it? No, rounding what? 3 roundings. Round up, round down and round. Are you sure? After 54, 8, it should make 50. When you will turn into 55? Exactly on 50. Next month, when he's born on for 8/12. When 8/12, you will turn into 55. You will not turn into 55. 8 months, you will not turn into 55. So the entire rate is over. You should not round. You should not round up. You should round down. For age, you should round down. For age, it should be round down. Round down. Yes. He is still 54. Zero digits. Zero. Already there. Earlier, they round about you, nothing will happen. Then the column extra by default it takes the okay. Unfortunately, I know that we cannot cover all the visual within these 2 days, which is literally impossible. We didn't cover all the important features also. Some of the important features we have covered within these 2 hours, which are 2 days, with all your cooperation. Please explore the other visuals also. I will share some course material, which visual can be used, how it will be used. So I will share you some course material. Maybe I will send it to your HR team or L&D team. They will share it with you. So, but you have to practice it. If you don't know, if you are not comfortable with the visuals, these are all the visuals, ready-made visuals available. Some visuals may not be available here. For example, Pareto chart is not there. For example, someone has asked for this Gantt chart. Gantt chart may not be there in these visuals. But I want to get the Pareto, I want to get the Gantt chart. People are contributing, like an Android app, like an iOS app, like a Microsoft stores. Even Power BI has some stores. For example, let us click on 3 dot here. At the last, there is a 3 dot. Click on that 3 dot. Get more visuals. Click on get more visuals. It opens a dialog box where there are so many other visuals. For example, assume I want a Pareto chart. There is Pareto chart inbuilt, it's not available in Power BI. So I can type Pareto. Yes. So click on this. It shows the preview of your Pareto, how your Pareto will look like. Even you can download the sample. If you are okay with the sample, you can install that Pareto chart also. So this is how the Pareto chart will look like. You can see this. If you are okay, you can install that Pareto chart. So go to 3 dots, get more visuals. And please check whether the visuals is certified visual from Power BI. So you can see there is a certified here. There is a tick mark or star symbol with a tick mark. it means it's certified. If it is certified, try to use it. If it is not certified, for example, Icon Map Pro is not certified. Please avoid it. So if it is certified, try to use it. If it is not certified, avoid it. Example, I don't know whether the there is a Gantt chart. Even Gantt chart is given by Microsoft itself. There is a Gantt chart here, Microsoft Corporation. There is a Gantt chart here. There is a Gantt chart with the timeline. There are, I think, Gantt chart we have more. So click on any one of the Gantt chart. Check how your Gantt chart will look like. Yes. So this is how the Gantt chart will look like. Starting date, ending date, started, ended. It shows with the resources also. Very good. And I don't know how to utilize it. You have to utilize this. You download the sample. If you are not confirmed, you can download the sample. Open the sample. And you can check how the sample will look like. If you are okay with the sample, then add that visuals. Downloading the sample now. For again, for project management. I think for project management, best tool is MS Project, but still, you want to see some visuals, you can use this. Start date, end date, planning, resources. The bigger one, it's taking some time. Copy paste. Copy paste as a link. Paste. Solo. Microsoft Excel object link. Soldier, we will come. Yes. Construction, building construction, I think we have a Gantt chart like this. Task name, start date, end date. What time adicha? You shared the link. Not downloading, adding. First to see the sample, sir. If you are okay in the sample, how to utilize it, check. You can see you have to drag the task name, start date, and duration. This Gantt chart is created automatically. When I drag the task name, when I drag the start date, when I drag the duration, this Gantt chart is created. It's inbuilt. So if you want to add it, you have to click on that add button. I am just checking the view. I checked the view. If you are okay, just click on this add. It's added here. You can see at the bottom it's added. Suppose I'll go to import successfully. I'll go to a page and click on this Gantt chart. You have to drag here. Drag the legend, task name, and duration, everything is there. And you have to check even. I don't know how to use this. First time, there are so many people are contributing on this, like Android app. So many, you have to explore and try. Start date, end date is there, duration is there, percentage of completion, what is the resources, milestone. I think we have so many options. Yes. You can explore it. What is the resources for the task? Quality you will draw Pareto chart, right? The 80-20. Madam, you also do it, no? Quality la Pareto, you use 80 to 80-20%. Okay. So please explore this. If you have any challenges, first try and then approach me if you have any questions, doubts, queries. Almost monthly, 4 or 5 days I am here. Or I already shared my email ID, website, mobile number, YouTube channel. Whenever you have some doubts, mail me, WhatsApp me, call me. I'll 99% I will be in a training session. Call me after 5 o'clock. After 5 o'clock, try to have some restrictions. Midnight call பண்ண கூடாது. அப்படியே கால் பண்ணாலும் டவுட் மட்டும் கேட்கணும். Tamil people will know it. Great, excellent. I'm just starting video. If you have any other questions, doubts, queries,